Yo, check it out. It's Cyan, the Rust coder. Love it. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is your hacker Nicole Cyan. Hello, Meow. Yahoo! Nice super Monty up. Thank you so much for super chat. Hello. Did you put any message on it? Let me check. Wow, we're starting the day with a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And the cat is absolutely adorable. Ooh, that's a very cute cat. Welcome, Avalo, Zishao. Welcome, Jonathan. Welcome, Monty. Welcome, Batomi. Welcome, Aro. Welcome, what's her name? 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. What's her name? Google Translator. 조연재, welcome. 안녕하세요. Welcome, Randall. Welcome, Lloydo. Welcome, Havidia. Welcome, 施老师. Welcome, Coco. Welcome, underscore. Hello, 刺猬. Hello. A rusty VTuber? Yeah. I'm getting more rusty. I'm not good, but I'm making myself more rusty than before. Welcome, Foot. Welcome, Squealy. Welcome, Bite Dream. Welcome, Jordan. Welcome, Sakura3. Nice to meet you and happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm glad you found a great escape from all the couples. And we are going to dive in to writing automated tests. What a great Valentine's Day plan. It's a perfect plan. You know, you can go make cookies and chocolate with other VTuber, but here we do coding because we're hackers, and that's how we celebrate Valentine's Day. We marry code, not women. Mooncake, Jubilant Love, welcome. Mooncake is for autumn. What do I stream most? I stream mostly on YouTube. Mostly on YouTube, that's fine. So we are looking at automated tasks in Rust today. Basically what I do is just I read through the Rust programming language book and try out an example with everybody. I think the best part is everybody share what they know in the chat. So I think it's a very entertaining experience because everybody is learning and contributing. Welcome, Ransom. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. Hello. Okay, let's get started. Writing automated tests. So there's an essay, The Humble Programmer. Dijkstra! Is that Dijkstra? Algorithms Dijkstra? He got an essay that's like Humble Programmer? Dijkstra said that programming testing can be a very effective way to show the presence of bugs, but is hopelessly inadequate for showing their absence. So testing can show the bugs, but you cannot show that they don't exist. But we should try as much as we can when we do testing. Correctness in our program is the extent to which our code does what we intend to do. Rust is designed with a high degree of concern about the correctness of programs, but correctness is complex and not easy to prove. Rust type system shoulders a huge part of this burden, but the type system cannot catch every kind of incorrectness. As such, Rust includes support for writing automated software tests within the language. Okay. Have you guys write tests in Rust before? How is the experience? Or did you guys write it in other language? Do you guys do test-driven development? Like, do you guys write the test first? What do you guys think about the test? Yes, we're doing more Rust programming today. Tests are pure evil. We don't enjoy writing tests. I never write tests because I assume my code will always work. I really hope that is the case. I think I sometimes find it harder to write a test code instead of writing the real code. Need to get introduced to all the stuffs, create all the environment and stuff. But for some tests, once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. Test-driven development is for people with jobs. Because like some things required, test first is the way you should do it. It's not always the way in practice. I hear it's like kind of hindering the development if you spend too much time in the test. Tests are very helpful sometimes. In Rust, you can make tests in doc strings, which is handy. Ooh, I wanna know how to do that. It's so painful writing tests for 2,000 lines or so. Gosh, then you will write 4,000 lines of tests. Rust, welcome Puffer. Hello. Welcome, Mega Magging. Magma Gaming. Nice bar, thank you, Jonda. Thank you. Nice bar. Let's date with the fairies. Let's date with the crab. It's a group date. Thank you for the super chat. Doing BDD correctly is tough. It's a mind shift to get tests you expect to see done first, but it's a better way to develop. I agree. It's a mind shift to actually use the code. It's like you pretend your code works. You pretend your code works and write a test, and then you test it with the code you wrote before. I guess it helps clarify the requirement of the test we are going to write. The program I write don't tend to be easy to write tests for, but when I have written them, I found it pretty easy. Nice. Mohammed, welcome. Yes, we are going on a date with fairies on Valentine's Day. Yes, let's go. Okay, as an example, say we write a function called add2 that adds 2 to whatever number is passed to it. This function's signature accepts an integer as a parameter and returns an integer as a result. When we implement and compile that function, Rust does all the type checking and borrow checking that you have learned so far to ensure that, for instance, we are not passing a string value or an invalid reference to the function. But Rust can check that this function will do precisely what we intend, which is return parameter plus 2 rather than say the parameter plus 10 or the parameter minus 50. That's where the tests come in. We can write tests that assert, for example, that when we pass 3 to the add2 function, the return value is 5. We pass 3 to the add2 function. Oh, okay. We can run this test whenever we make changes to our code to make sure any existing correct behavior has not changed. Testing is a complex skill. Although we can't cover every detail about how to write good tests in one chapter, we'll discuss the mechanics of Rust testing facilities. We'll talk about annotations and macros available to you when you write the test, the default behavior and options provided for running your tests, and how to organize tests into unit tests and integration tests. Unit tests and integration tests. Let's go. Welcome, Mr. Weird. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. You write the test that you expect, which demands that you have a design ready for you to make. Do you guys think about like the whole solution and every detail before you write a code, or do you guys just go on and start writing the code and figure out later? I write lazy tests just to make a few cases. You're supposed to make them exhaustive. Oh, I've never worked with a QA before, a quality assurance team. So, do they spend their day writing tests, trying to stuff a -1 integer overflow into a bar? But a QA works in a bar and they ordered strange characters. I think they had a meme like that. Quite often I'll prototype instead and build from iterative prototyping. Ooh. Do the POCs first. Rust also has a good support for fuzzing, which is a great way to find new tests you need to add. What is fuzzing? Fuzzing? Is a black box software testing technique, which basically consists in finding implementation bugs using malform, semi-malform data injection in automated fashion. Oh! So, like, we automate random data in it and want it to crash? Rust also has good support for fuzzing. Another great function of Rust is that example code in documentation also become unit tests, so you can be sure that your examples are valid. The example code in documentation also become unit tests, so you can be sure that your examples are valid. The documentation has example code that can become unit tests? Muhammad's process of writing code. Starting writing code. Have no idea what I'm doing. Spend good amount of time figuring out what I'm doing. Realize I'm stupid. Rewrite everything. that feels more like me. That feels like more like me. It's the part of figuring out the requirement that's like most tricky. And finally the bar blasts into pieces. Yup. Fuzzing is when external program gives lots of different inputs, usually to your program, genetically evolved to trigger interesting things in your code. Ooh. I would like to know how Rust support that. Sometimes you solve a problem with basic idea, don't have to work out all the edge cases. It happens a lot of times to me. The edge cases are hard to capture. They're hard to capture. Fuzzing tools can often analyze code paths and systematically try to reach and explore corner cases. I need that for my coding interview. I have trouble coming out edge cases for all the algorithm questions. Okay, let's look at how to write tests. Tests are Rust functions that verify the non-test code is functioning in an expected manner. Nice definition. The bodies of the test functions typically perform these three actions. 1. Set up any needed data or state. 2. Run the code you want to test. 3. Assert the result or what you expect. Let's take a look at the features Rust provides, specifically for writing tests that take these actions, which include the test attribute, a few macros, and the should panic attribute. Oh, there's a should panic attribute. Happy Valentine's Day! Welcome, Panada Productions. Welcome. Edge cases are found during code review and in production. That's not good. I don't want my production code to fail. The anatomy of a test function. At its simplest, a test in Rust is a function that's annotated with a test attribute. Attributes are metadata about the pieces of Rust code. One example is the derive attribute we used with struct in Chapter 5. To change a function into a test function, add a test attribute on the line before the function. When you run your test with the cargo test command, Rust builds a test runner binary that runs the functions annotated with the test attribute and reports on whether each function pass or fail. When we make a new library project with cargo, a test module with a test function in it is automatically generated for us. This module helps you start writing your tests, so you don't have to look up the exact structure and the syntax of test functions every time you start a new project. You can add as many additional test functions and as many test modules as you want. You're adding some tests for your Rust library due to some unexpected crashes. I guess we should expect the production teach us on the Edge test case. Thank you, production. We'll explore some aspects of how tests work by experimenting with the template tests generated for us without actually testing any code. Then we'll write some real-world tests that call some code that we have written and assert that its behavior is correct. Okay, so let's create a new library. Library project. Cargo. Oops. Okay. It's better now. Cargo. Adder. Lep. Okay, we have an adder package. cd into adder. And also open it. Right here. Dun, 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 dun. I also installed Wing. Okay, where is the test case? Source librc. Source librc. It has a test code built-in. Nice. What? It is already there. I don't need to write no code. Yeah. Best content to spend my Valentine with. Yes. Go marry Rust. Extra wheel, hello, welcome. Edge cases are never edge cases with real-world data is far more common. Edge cases are never edge cases with real-world data. Oh, okay. So edge cases are just like subject to human, but the real world is so messy. The edge cases are actually common cases. Oh, what a chaos world. Big brain capital. Copy and paste? Where? No, I didn't copy and paste. Hey, when I start a library, this is right there. This is right there. Welcome, Clara. Okay, so it says ignore the top two lines. Ignore this. This is like config. And there's the module test. And look at this annotation. Why am I still using mouse? Because I like it. And now we have a test annotation before the function. This attribute indicates that this is a test function, so the test runner knows to treat this function as a test. We could also have a non-test functions in the test module to help set up common scenarios or perform common operations, so we need to indicate which functions are test by using the test attribute. I imagine if we have like a helper function, we don't need to have the test annotation on it, right? a Wii learning stream. I did it last year. And I think I forgot most of it. Yay! The function body use assert equal macro. Here, assert equal macro. To assert that 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. Okay, every time I see this exclamation mark, I think about that. But this is macro. This is macro. 你们晚上好，情人节快乐！ And the watchers needs to learn how to exit a Wim learning stream. Yeah, you guys are stuck forever. Stuck forever. Even firefighters can't save you from Wim stream. A good Neo Wim config and plugin makes Rust development share joy. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's see how many Wim commands I remember today. Okay, we can run the test with cargo test. Okay, looks like it's passing. What? 0 plus? 1 plus. 0 plus. 1 plus. Running 1 test, it says okay. And then it's running 0 test, it says okay. So the cargo compile and run our tests. And after the compiling finished and running, it says running 1 test. The next line shows the name of the generated test function, which is in the test. And the name is it works. It works. And the result of the test is okay. Why don't you say fantastic? Why does it need to be okay? And the overall summary of running tests appear next. The text result okay means all the tests pass. And the portion that reads 1 pass, 0 failed totals number of tests that passed or failed. They're also ignored, measured, filter out, finished. I know there can be ignored, but what is measured test and filter out? I prefer nano. Fantastic. Oh, that's a good one. Fantastic. Isn't an Emacs learning stream better? I think I had a friend. I had a friend who refused to watch my stream because I don't use Emacs. Maybe I'll do a Emacs learning stream and restore my friendship. And then confuse myself on what's the right shortcut. What's the right shortcut? Okay, we don't have any tests ignored, so there's 0 ignore. And we didn't filter the test being wrong, so it says 0 filtered out. We'll talk about ignoring and filtering out tests in next section. The 0 measure statistic is for benchmark tests that measure performance. Oh, measured is for performance tests. Benchmark tests are, as of this writing, only available in nightly Rust. What is a nightly Rust? Is there a morningly Rust, a noonly Rust, a afternoonly Rust, and a nighty Rust? So, do we have... Wait, what is nightly Rust? Each night, a new nightly version of Rust is produced. Each day is also a release day. Huh? Emacs is for wizards? Do you wanna become wizards? Probably because you can't see the string in Emacs. Win friend, welcome Noko-chan. Okay, I'm going to stop hurting your eyes with the light mode. Oh my god, there is evil mode that makes Emacs use wingshot hopping on text edition. Oh my gosh. Why do I have so many memes? Why do people make stuff like that? The problem with Emacs is that it's not evil mode. The problem is Emacs. Yeah, but we're going to have a fight. Nightly Rust gets new version every night. Oh. Nightly Rust are Rust builds made each night with the latest pull request integrated. Oh, okay. Is it only for Rust that they are building every day? Or other languages like that too? Do we have nightly Python? We only have nightly Rust? If you want to do benchmarking in Rust, use Creation Crate. It's much better than Cargo Test. Ooh. Cargo Bench. Like a bench. Oh. Well. Whoa. I've never touched performance tests before. Nightly releases are pretty common in some software, but usually not programming languages. I feel like programming language release like every few months or so. They have like a version change. Nightly Rust has a new build every night. It's where all the development happens. It has unstable features. Every 6 weeks, Nightly is promoted to beta, and beta is promoted to stable. Oh, that's how Rust is developing. It's developing. I read something that Rust, before it was bought by Mozilla, it is a personal project by 3 amazing developers. すごいね。すごいね。I want to write my own language one day too. Okay. The next part of the test output, which starts with doc test error, is for the result of any documentation test. We don't have any documentation test yet, but Rust can compile any code examples that appear in our API documentation. Oh, that's so fancy. This feature allows us to keep our docs and our code in sync. We'll discuss how to write documentation tests in chapter 14. Let's change the name of our test to see how that changes the test output. So we change it to exploration, like so. And we do cargo test again. I think, yes, it says test exploration. It shows this is the new name of the test. And we'll make another test. Okay, finally more code. So we have an annotation test. And we have a function another. And now we'll panic directly. Fail. Okay. And the little crab panic. We successfully made our Valentine panic on Valentine's Day. Good job, little crab. And how will it panic? How will it panic? Let's roll it! Oh, it failed. It failed. It says running too fast, and one exploration is okay. The another is failed. And the failure is a panic at fail. Right here. Panic. There are 2 sections. The first section display the detailed reason for each test failure, which is another panic that failed. The next section is just the names of the failing tests, which is useful when there are lots of tests and lots of data to failing test output. I don't like that. I don't want that. We can use the name of a failing test to run just that test to more easily debug it. Overall, our test result is failed. We have one test pass and one test fail. Now that you have seen what the test result look like in different scenarios, let's look at some macros other than panic that are useful in tests. Okay, what do you got? What do you got? Chrome is a compiler? Chrome is a compiler? Checking result with assert macro. The assert macro, provided by standard library, is useful when you want to ensure that some condition in a test evaluates to true. We give the assert macro an argument that evaluates the boolean. If the value is true, assert does nothing and test passes. If value is false, the assert macro calls the panic macro, which causes the test to fail. Okay, so whenever it fails, is it calling the panic macro? Not really, right? So assert evaluates the boolean. If it is true, it does nothing. If it is false, then assert calls panic. Well, honey, welcome. Welcome, how are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day. And yes, please don't bring up other streamers if I don't mention them first, okay? Alright, rectangle. We have done rectangle before. How do I delete the entire thing? Do I just do DG? I still remember my win. I still remember my win. Okay, so we have a struct of rectangle and we implement a method in the rectangle which is can hold. So we pass in two rectangles and we compare if my rectangle, the first we don't pass in two rectangles, we pass in another rectangle and we say our width and height is larger than the other rectangle, so we can hold the smaller rectangle. And then there's a test written for it. Is it like... do they just exist in the same place? We have tests, we use super. The test module is a regular module that follows the usual visibility rules. Because the test module is an inner module, we need to bring the code under test in the outer module into the scope of the inner module. Because the test module is an inner module, we need to bring the code under the test in the outer module into the scope of the inner module. We use a blob here, so anything we define in the outer module is available to this test module. We use a globe here, so everything we define in the outer module is available to this test module. We named our test larger can hold smaller, and we created two rectangles one is larger, one is smaller. Then we call the assert macro and pass the result of larger can hold smaller. So if we do cargo test, oh, I covered it twice. Okay, again. Oh, it passed. It says larger can call smaller. It's okay. Here we have a test called larger can hold smaller. And here we assert the larger one can hold a smaller one. And let's add another test, this time asserting that a small rectangle cannot hold a larger rectangle. Oh, we need to make another test. Oh. Copy this. Smaller cannot hold larger. And we have a larger, we have a smaller. And smaller can hold a larger. It's false. Why are you learning Rust? Because it's cool. Because it's cool. Okay, what program do you get here? Function is never used. Oh, I need to add the test annotation, so you know it's a test and you will be used. Okay, so here we say small cannot hold large. So we do cargo test, and boom, we have two tests that passed. Smaller cannot hold larger, larger can hold smaller. Yosh! Excellent answer. The simpler the better. Nguyen! Nguyen? No. Nguyen! Nguyen, welcome, hello! Happy Valentine's Day! Hi bro, what's up? Two tests passed! Oh yeah! Now let's change the implementation of can hold by placing a greater sign with a less sign. So basically we're making a mistake in our implementation. Basically, can hold becomes, well, this is very wrong. This is not how the implementation should be. So we expect the test to fail, and it does fail. Wait, what? Why is still passing? Well, it doesn't mean it's... As long as the test failed, it means something is wrong if our test is correct. I wonder if there's a way to rename panic to panic. Wait, is panic a meme? What does panic even do? Panic? It's an ice hockey right wing. Just kidding. Oh, it is the weird face man. It's like a turtle head man. Wait, I don't... A panic come? Panic come? 知らない。これ知らない。I don't know this one. I've seen this turtle face, but... Panic come. Oh, I'm learning something every day. すごいね、皆さん。叫 Meme Man， 他叫 Meme Man，What？ Gosh, I didn't know. What is better, Woo Fetch or Ooh Fetch? I said Meow Fetch. Meow Fetch. Happy Valentine's Day. I just found your channel today through a meme on Reddit. And I just want to say, I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Teo. Welcome, Teo Frank. I don't know, I became a meme on Reddit. I guess that's a great stepping stone. That's a great milestone. It's time to panic. あ、よし。いいね、皆さん、いいね。私たちは、ミームクイーンです。私たちは、ミーム猫たち。ミームハク猫たち。Nice. Nice, everyone. You know somebody will be a legend if they become a meme. I'm pretty sure you can have used panic as panic and use panic. Wanna try that? Wanna try that? Let's panic for the sake of panicking. What do? Can we do this? Can we do this? Is panic as panic? And then and then we can panic. And we are supposedly going to panic. Yes? You ready? Yeah! We panicked! We panicked! Good one, guys. Good one. We're going to use this panic instead of the panic. Nice. Nice. Okay. Why didn't that turn into a recursion? How would it turn into a recursion? If it would to be returned to recursion, it needs to call itself and just keep panicking. What happens if there's like recursion like this? Like it doesn't even end, right? It doesn't even end. Like what's gonna happen here? Unreachable statement. Because you panicked, good thing. You panic once, you can't panic twice. You just dead after panicking. Sad, ne? Only one time. There's only one shot for you to panic. That's right. If you panic, the whole thing just panics. So it's an unreachable statement if you try to panic again. Just お前はもう死んでいる. Yep, nothing after a panic statement can be executed. Ooh, nice one. Okay, where are we now? Testing equality with the assert equal and assert not equal macros. That's easy. One is assert equal and one is assert not equal. So we have this add 2, a plus 2. More tests. Boom, boom, boom. It adds to do. Panic come. Gosh. What would the come say? Okay, looks like I can delete a message. I'm so awesome. I'm so awesome. Oh-ho. And what does it do? What does it do? Oh, there's an assert equal in this. It's saying 4 is equals to 4. Echo test. It is equal. Function it takes 2. Gosh. Use as to defer as come. What does defer do? Executes a block of code when surrounding scope ends. Oh, defer is in. Oh. I'm looking at this defer light, which is a lightweight, high-performance implementation of Go's defer statement. No STD. I remember there's a similarity with Go and Rust. Do they both like have LLVM? It is. It is not? Does Rust use LLVM? Rust compiler use LLVM to generate code. Oh, Go has its own compiler, and it is LLVM based. Ooh. Oh. Cargo test. Okay, done. We have assert equal. Now if we do assert not equal. Wait, not equal. Is it not? Is it NE? What's the problem here? No problem. There's no problem. Cargo test. And it's gonna fail because they indeed equal to each other. It's a pity. It's a pity. Adding custom failure message. Any argument specified after the one required argument to assert or two required arguments to assert equal and assert not equal are passed along to the format macro. Oh. So you can pass a format string that contains placeholders and values to go into the placeholders. Custom messages are useful to document what an assertion means. When test fails, you have better idea of what the problem is with the code. Technically, you can use std panic catch unwind as clone, but please don't actually use it. Catch online catches a panic, allowing the code to recover, which almost never is what you should do. I remember there is one programming languages that you can kind of catch the panic. Is it Go? Like the way they catches the panic kind of like blew my mind. Okay. A custom failure message. A custom failure message. We have a assert. Result contains Carol. There's a grading Carol, so the result calls the grading, which returns a format string of "Hello, Carol," and contains returns true if the given pattern matches a subslice of the string slice. So it's saying that the result should contain Carol. So if I do Kako test, this should pass. It did pass. Nice. And it says you can add like custom message. Ah, why did it fail? Oh, because like if we don't have the name, it's gonna be so sad. And it will fail because it can't find my Carol. And we can say, okay, so this is how you do it in multiple lines. You put the parameter here. No, Carol. And result. So if the result doesn't have Carol, oh, you have a format string. Okay. And this is filled. You panic as no Carol. It was hello. That's how you put a custom string into assert. In language with no pointers, nothing is stopping you from being evil, and just continuing execution. So C++ is evil? Panic online will only work if the code isn't compiled. Pioneer equals to abort. Until something crashes and then catch it. You can even simulate exceptions in C with set jump and long jump. What? Wow. Wow. We can see the value we actually got in the test output, which would help us debug what happened instead of what we're expecting to happen. Okay. So far it's easy. Checking for panics with should panic. In addition to checking that our code returns the correct values we expect, it's also important to check our code handles error conditions as we expect. For example, consider the guest type that we created in Chapter 9. Other code that uses guest depends on guarantee that guest instances will contain only values between 1 and 100. We can write a test that ensures attempting to create a guest instance with a value outside of that range panics. We do so by adding another attribute, should panic, to our test function. Oh, so we're talking about should panic. This attribute makes a test pass if the code inside the function panics. It fails if the code doesn't panic. So, okay, this is a panic detector. A panic detector, this. Assert you're panicking. Let me grab back that code. Here. This is my golden verse. And in this guessing game, we are trying to prove that the program would panic. Oh well. We're trying to see that our program is supposedly should panic. Should panic if we put something that's larger than 100. Well, we don't actually do it. Oh, it does. It does. Okay, we do actually write panic. Use std panic as panic. We're gonna panic. Okay, this is awesome. We're gonna panic, saying the number must be in some range. So if we use it as a panic, the should panic can work, right? I think it should work. Are still not equal Cyan doggo. It will be fun if I'm a doggo. Hey, it panicked. It panicked. Where's the message? I guess it doesn't really show the. It doesn't show the message in here because it's not part of a test. But it did panic, and we detected it. Awesome! And if we do not panic when given a invalid input, this is going to panic. Well, the test is going to panic because it didn't do what it's supposed to be. The should panic didn't happen. So test did not panic as expected. If should panic as should panic works, that I do not know. That I did not know. As there equals Cyan fox, test may produce false positive. What? What? When did I become a fox? What does the fox say? I don't even know what does the fox say. Should panic work? How do I do it? Use should panic? As should panic? I don't feel this will work. Do I just put the entire label? Nah. It don't read it. Is it STD? Let's figure out. Does it work inside of text module? It doesn't seem so. It says unused import. And you couldn't resolve it. I guess we cannot say something should panic. Great, now use it. I mean, it's apparently not working. Right? It's not working. Yup. Okay, moving on. We can have expected. Oh gosh. Okay. So if we had this. Yeah, maybe I cannot rename it because it's an attribute. Oh. So there's an expected. We expect the panic message with this. Even a little difference doesn't. It has to be precisely the same string. What had happened? Forgot to delete. Okay, how about now? Okay. Since the should panic has the expected message, it works. So many panics today. Should panic is a macro attribute, not a macro itself, so it cannot be renamed. Ooh. It's a macro attribute. Hello, amigo! Happy Valentine's Day! Welcome! How are you doing? Using result TE in tests. So far, we've written tests that panic when they fail. We can also write tests that use result. Here is a test. We return to use result and return the arrow instead of panicking. It uses result. It returns OK or arrow. It returns a result instead of panicking. The works function has the return type of result and returns arrow or OK. 2 plus 2 is not 4, then what is it? What is it? It literally says 2 plus 2 does not equal to 4. What? this will never run. Equals to 5. Ask Radiohead. Who's Radiohead? Saying it's cute? That's out of nowhere, but thank you. Avnia is cute too. What is Radiohead? Radiohead. Public library. English rock band. What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2. What? Plus 2 5? 2 5? 2 plus 2 equals to 5? Blow my mind. So if we do this, what's gonna happen, guys? What's gonna be the test result? It's gonna panic. I panic. Because 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. It equals to 5 by this random English band. Awesome. Awesome. We learned something new today. 2 plus 2 is officially equal to 5 now. Now try 0.1 plus 0.2 equals to 0.31. Wait. Is there something about the floating point numbers that doesn't work? Are we playing with JavaScript? Left equals to 1 and right equals to 0? Wait, my brain. Why is it not that okay? They're floats. It becomes 0.30000000000000004. Floating numbers are inaccurate. Bang! What the heck? If I have like a line JavaScript, is it just Rust or is this everything? Nani? I'm gonna console log. Console log. Tell me, what is 0.1 plus 0.2? Is it equals to 0.3? That script says no. Because they are base 2, they can't replicate all decimal base 10 numbers accurately? Shinjirarenai, これ. I felt being cheated on. Floating point numbers of base 2 divided by 5 in base 2 has an infinite number of digits after point. That's why it's inaccurate. IEEE 754 strikes again. Oh god. That's the most brutal thing I've heard. Ever on a Valentine's Day. Dang. Need to compare us against an error threshold. Does it work when you use rational numbers? What do you mean? What is rational numbers? Rational numbers are like not imaginary numbers, right? That's inaccurate. This is so based. This is so based. I wish my interviewer won't throw me this. This is fun. This is fun. Wow. Rational numbers are defined as a fraction, but they are much slower to calculate. When making floating point operation, they usually do absolute value. That's an arrow, for a arrow smoothness. Rational numbers are pair of integers. Instead of 0.3, you get 310. The link that tells you that yells at you for comparing floating point numbers. Imaginary numbers are part of complex numbers. That's a different story. Oh, I'm sorry, my calculus sensei. It's not even calculus, right? It's like pre-calculus. Sensei, 忘れて, 全部忘れて. But dang, I'm never going to add up those little numbers again. This is emotional damage. Emotional damage. Okay, how do we control how we run tests? How do we do that? Oh! Runs test compiles your code in test mode and runs the result test binary. You specify command line options to change the default behavior of cargo test. Your max exam didn't went that good. It's okay. It's okay. Do better next time. Hello Lux, welcome. Okay, where we are now, some command line options goes to cargo test and some go to resulting test library. To separate these two types of arguments, you list the argument that goes to cargo test followed by separator. But it didn't tell us much options except for help. Afton, welcome. Private. Chatting here cause I'm drunk. I believe you can drunk and code. The best is drunk and write test cases. Running tests in parallel or consecutively. When you run multiple tests, by default they run in parallel using thread. That means the test will finish running faster so you can get feedback quicker. But because tests are running at the same time, make sure your tests don't depend on each other or on any shared state, including a shared environment, such as current working directory or environmental variables. For example, say each of your tests runs some code that relies on a file and writes into that file, then each test that reads the data in that file asserts that the file contains a particular value, which is different in each test. Okay. I didn't remember running to this concurrency testing issue, and I couldn't figure out like which part of my test was wrong until after running I realized like sometimes it passes, sometimes it doesn't. And then, oh, they're running this concurrently. Academia is slowly picking up Rust. Will take a long time for it to gain traction there. So, I think it takes a long time for people to teach the intro courses in Python instead of C++. I felt like half of the students when they first introduced to Cyan through C++, they just kind of gave up by how hard it is. Hello Paul, welcome! Today I wanted to resolve a merge conflict in a PR, but by the time I started the other PR that causes the conflict was by the time I started the other PR that caused the conflict was already reverted. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Sometimes if you just sit there, the problem will resolve itself. Because there's so many nice people working on it. Yay! Oh, this is teaching us the option. We can use a single thread for the tests. We set the number of test threads to 1, telling the program not to use any parallelism. Running the test using one thread will take longer than running them in parallel, but the tests won't interfere with each other if they share state. Ho! Showing function output. By default, if a test was, the test library captures anything printed to standard output. Oh, that's why we don't see the pending output. Do we see? It does. We don't see the pending output because it's eaten by the test library. Timo, hello! Merry Christmas! You're the best. Who cares about Valentine's Day? Let's celebrate Christmas early. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You're so cute. Hello, Timo. Welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. Christmas too. We can't spend every day like Christmas. Let us know. Print and return 10. I got a value. 10. It prints and return 10. Oh, but it prints the value. Is early Christmas celebration already, if not late celebration? I celebrated Christmas last year. Model tests. This test will pass. Let value equals to print and returns value. You put 4 in it, and it says 10 equals to 10 because this only returns 10. All it does is returns 10. And this will fail because it's saying that 10 equals to 5, which is not the case. So if we do the cargo test, 1 fail, 1 pass. But the problem is, I don't see the print. It should say I got a value. It should say I got a value, but it doesn't say anything because it's eaten. Wait, what? It's not eaten. Why is it not eaten? Only the failed one, only the failed test shows the print. So in the success test, it doesn't show the 4. So we can to let the success test show the output, we add the option show output, and I got the value 4. I got a value 4. Hey, that's how you show output on the test using the command option. By that logic, if we celebrate today, we must not celebrate again coming December either. Yeah. No celebration. Last year I did a Sunday Christmas art competition. And I don't even know how we were able to have that happen. It was super duper fun. And I lost all of my Zondelo spirit in that stream. Sakamoto wa nani? Sakamoto wa sake desu ka? Sakamoto? This feels like a person. Who is Sakamoto? Sakamoto? composer, piano. Haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto. Hey, Sakamoto だ。Sakamoto ですか? A funny cat? I thought it was an anime. Sakamoto Kanto. Sakamoto is a black cat that was found by Nano and Hakase. That's a really cute cat. I really like that anime. I watched so many clips of it. 二条でしょ? That's a really good anime. Sakamoto. かわいそう。I want that Sakamoto. いいね。Running a subset of tests by name. So if we have multiple tests, we have add 2 and 2, add 3 and 2, and add 100. I think is how we can pick a test instead of running of it. So if we can do cargo test and bongi or pass. Or what? I didn't delete the first time. Okay. If we do cargo test, everything pass. And if we do cargo test 100, it also pass. It runs that single test. Filtering to run multiple tests. How do we filter? What? If the name contains the keyword, it'll just test all the tests? I never heard of that. I've never heard that before. So basically, you can do cargo test add, and all the tests that has the name add will be tested. That is so fun. Cargo test add. So apparently you can also do cargo test add. And you can do cargo test 1. Cargo test 100. It's keyword magic. That's a feature of cargo test I didn't know. That is so fun. I don't know if it's ever useful. It could be very useful if you name your test correctly. But make sure to give the right name to the test case. I just run the cargo test to everything I've made. What if it runs like an hour? I think I've wrote test cases that runs... It doesn't run an hour, but it runs like 5 minutes. And by the end of the 5 minutes, I'll be running around doing other things instead of focusing. Imagine having good naming conversions. It's hard. まずいね. Ignoring some tests unless specific. Oh wait, hold on. Yo, it shows the test of filter out. That's how you filter a test. You just use keyword. Bang! That's so cool. And we can also ignore some tests by just boom, ignore. Boom. Wait, nani? Why is it not ignored? I thought I can just ignore you. Did I not save? どうして? It ignores it, but it didn't ignore. It didn't ignore. I was blind. Oh, here. It is ignored. It is ignored. Yoshi. And if you wanna only run the ignore test, cargo test, ignored, and you run the ignore test. By controlling which tests run, you can make sure your cargo test result will be fast. When you are at a point where it makes sense to check the result of ignore test and you have time to wait for the result, you can run cargo test ignore instead. Ooh, nice. Test organization. Test organization. As mentioned at the start of the chapter, testing is a complex discipline, and different people use different terminology and organization. The Rust community thinks tests in terms of two main test categories: unit tests and integration tests. Unit tests are small and more focused, telling one module in isolation at a time, and can test private interfaces. Integration tests are entirely external to your library and use your code in the same way any other external code would, using only the public interface and potentially exercising multiple modules per test. Writing both kinds of tests is important to ensure that the pieces of your library are doing what you expect them to do separately and together. Welcome back, bot! We are looking at unit test and integration test. Which one do you guys like better? Unit test or integration test? The purpose of unit test is to test each unit of code in isolation from the rest of the code. Okay. The convention is to create a module named test in each file to contain the test functions and to annotate the module with the CFG test. What is that? Create a module named tests in each file. To contain the test function and to annotate the module with it. The test module and the config test. The config test annotation on the test module tells Rust to compile and run the test code only when you run cargo test, not when you run cargo build. This saves compile time when you only want to build a library and save space in the resulting compiled artifact because the tests are not included. You'll see that because integration tests go in a different directory. They don't need the config test annotation. However, because unit tests go in the same files as the code, you'll use config test to specify that shouldn't be included in the compiled result. Recall that when we generate the new editor project in the first section of the chapter, cargo generated is called for us. Okay. At the very beginning, this is what we have. It's a unit test because it has the config test. It tells the Rust the following item should only be included given a certain configuration option. In this case, the configuration option is test, which is provided by Rust for compiling and running tests. By using the config attribute, cargo compiles our test code only if we actively run the test with cargo test. This includes any helper function that might be within this module, in addition to the function associated with test. Testing private functions. There's a debate within the testing community about whether or not private functions should be tested directly, and other languages make it difficult or impossible to test private functions. Okay? But Rust allows us to test private function. Isn't having the test in the same file as the code unusual? How would you imagine them? Like, normally, I think they are in a test folder, right? think when I write Java, it is in another separate folder. Okay, so what is this? There's a private function internal ladder. And there's an add to and an internal adder, so that's a private function. The internal adder function is not marked as pop. And here it is a tester for the internal adder. Tests are just raw code and the test module is just another module. As we discussed in past, for referring to an item in the module tree, items in child modules can use item in their ancestor modules. In this test, we bring all the test modules parents item into scope with super, and then the test can call internal adder. So you can test internal ladder. You can test parent functions if you want to. Integration tests. In Rust, integration tests are entirely external to your library. They use your library in the same way any other code would, which means that they can only call functions that are part of your library's public API. The purpose is to test whether many parts of your library work together correctly. Units of code that work correctly on their own would have problems when integrated, so test coverage of the integrated code is important as well. To create integration tests, you first need a test directory. Oh, okay, we're finally putting tests into a directory. Let's look at the Explorer. So, looks like we have a new folder called tests. A new file, integration test.rust. And here, use other. Is an integration test? It adds to, it takes two. Assert equal adder add to. So we have used adder at the top of the code, which we didn't need in the unit test. The reason is that each file in the test directory is a separate crate. So we need to bring our library into each test crate scope. Wait, where is our adder? We do have it? Okay. So it is using the adder? What's the function add to? And we're testing it. we're testing the at 2. Okay, this is making a bit more sense. So in the other, where we use that crate, and we use the add to function in the add to, in the other, and we're completely separated from the other, and testing the correctness of it. Okay. So there's nothing fancy with integration test besides it runs in a different directory. It's running the integration test, and it passed. The 3 sections of output include unit test, the internal unit test, and the integration test, and the doc test. The first section for unit test is same level as we've been seeing, 1 line for each unit test, and the summary line for unit tests. The integration test start with the line running this. There's a line for each function. And all that chunk of this chunk above the doc test. Above the doc test. Hello, Raya-san, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. We can still run a particular integration test function by specifying the test function name as an argument to cargo test. Oh, okay. Cargo test integration test. And boom, you can run that single test. 比妈没有关系啦。你好好休息，听着就可以啦。累了就去睡觉。小圆写得很开心。Some modules in integration tests. As you add more integration tests, you might want to make more than one file in the test directory to help organize them. For example, you can group the test functions by the functionality they are testing. As mentioned earlier, each file in test directory is compiled as its own separate crate. Treating each integration test file as its own crate is helpful to create separate scopes that are more like the way end users will be using your crate. However, this means files in the test directory don't share the same behavior as the file in the source do. The different behavior of files in the test directory is most noticeable when you have a set of helper functions that will be useful in multiple integration test file, and you try to follow the step in separating modules into different files to extract them into a common module. For example, if we create test common.rs and place a function named setup in it, we can add some code to the setup that we want to call from multiple test functions in multiple test files. Oh, thank you for your song. Nice fun. Arigato. Thanks for chocolates. Oh, that's so sweet. Arigato ne. Oh, so it's saying that inside the test, we can write this common.rs, and you will run this first. This is like before all and after all stuff. The setups before the tests. So if I do print line, where will it actually happen? Setting up. I'll go test. Show output. Will you say setting up? Oh. What's going on? That's a long one. Internals, okay. Successes, internal, okay. It didn't print line, but it looks like it runs command.rs. It runs this file before the integration test. It says having common appear in the test results with running 0 test displays for it is not what we wanted. Common. Oh. So this is not what we wanted. So we're going to change the structure again. We're going to have a common folder. Move it inside and rename it into mode.rs. Naming the file this way tells the ROS not to treat the common module as an integration test file. When we move the setup function code into test common module.rs and delete the test/comments.rs file, the section in the test output will no longer appear. Files in subdirectories of the test directory don't get compiled as separate crates or have sections in the test output. Files in the subdirectories of test directory don't get compiled as separate crates or have sections in the test output. Okay. So it doesn't show up in the test output. What's on the comment? After we've created the mode.rs, we can use it from any of the integration test file as a module. Here is an example of calling the setup function from ES2 in there. Oh, so in the module, in the integration test, you add this comment. You declare the module. What will happen? Go test. Let's do it again to have a clean result. So the output of the comment is not showing up at all. Valentine Rust programming. Yes. Welcome. Is it still time to send me chocolate in 2 hours? I don't like chocolate. I like chocolate, but I will have too many chocolates. Send me some ice. I want some cola. The book also calls common startup. Ooh. Ooh? The name of the book is Common Startup? What is a good language to learn? I'm a complete beginner in programming. Depends on what you wanna do. But overall, like Python is a one that's easy to learn and understand, and you can use it in a lot of scenarios. So, if you wanna get started, do Python. Thank you, welcome, Andrew. You just found my channel? I'm not the only VTuber that makes content like this. There are a bunch of other amazing VTubers, like Linux VTuber, game maker VTubers. I think there is also a VTuber in Japan, doing ICPC practice, like algorithm competition practice. That is super duper cool. I would like to know Japanese to understand her content, you know. Go to YouTube, search for programming VTuber, search for game dev VTuber, search for ICPC VTuber. You'll find out a lot of treasures out there. It's not just me. But welcome to the community. I mean common startup, common setup. It is? It is? I believe Python is one of the best languages. People in the chat might fight you, but I believe it too. The code example in this book calls common setup. Eh? Oh, so I didn't call it. Thank you so much. I was so dumb. I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah? Cannot find function setup in the module common. Here we are, we do have it. Why cannot find the function setup in module common. We do have the setup. Tifa, thank you for coming. Remove the mail around it. Oh, so what's gonna happen in output? Will there be any difference in the output? That's my setting up. I did call it. Thank you so much, Beck. Oh yes. So in the integration. Yeah. It has a setting up. Finally. I can finally see the command working. Thank you. Integration test for binary crates. If our project is a binary crate that only contains the main file and doesn't have the library file, we can create integration test in the test directory and bring function defined in the main file into scope with a use statement. Only library crates expose functions that other crates can use. Binary crates are meant to be run on their own. This is one of the reasons Rust projects that provide a binary have a straightforward main file that calls logic that lives in the lib file. So Rust project provide a binary have a main file that calls on the logic that lives on the lib file. Using that structure, integration tests can test the library crate with a use to make the important functionality available. If the important functionality works, the small amount of code in the main will work as well. And the small amount of code doesn't need to be tested. So integration test only works if we have a lib file. So you can use the library crate with use to make the important functionality available. Okay, we reached the summary. Rust testing features provide a way to specify how code should function to ensure it continues to work as you expect. Even as you make changes, unit tests exercise different parts of a library separately and can test private implementation details. Integration tests check that many parts of the library work together correctly, and they use the library's public API to test the code in the same way external code will use it. Even though Rust type system and ownership rules help prevent some kind of bugs, tests are still important to reduce logic bugs having to do with how your code is expected to behave. Let's combine the knowledge you learned in this chapter and previous chapter to work on a project. I want to start a project today, but I'm not confident that I can finish. So I'll do the project in another stream. We finished testing in Rust on this amazing Valentine's Day. We know how to test our code, and our little crab has been our perfect little Valentines. What project am I thinking of? There's a project in the book in chapter 12, which is a command line program, which I think shouldn't be really hard. It shouldn't be super hard. Chapter 13 is iterators and closures. 14 is cargo and crates.io. And we have smart pointers, concurrency, object-oriented programming, patterns and matching, advanced features. And on chapter 20 there's a final project. It's a HTTP server. I think it handles concurrency. Does that mean that, like, if I were to write a server and deploy it, make it public, people can, like, DDoS me on stream? That'd be fun. I think if I finish this tutorial, this whole book, I will start writing a Discord bot or something like that. As a final project. Maybe. So next time I'll be doing this little IO project. I feel like it's... How long has it been since I started playing with Rust? When is my first Rust stream? to take too much details. Probably I won't use my own internet. People will be sending things to my servers. I wouldn't expose my IP address and stuff. 5 streams? I think this is the 7th streams of Rust. My first Rust stream is from 3 weeks ago, so I've been learning Rust for a month? When was it? It was... When was it? It's January the 18th, so less than a month. Slowly progressing. Slowly progressing. Are you guys interested in other languages or stuff that I should learn on stream? I know a lot of people want to learn Rust. It's like in their bucket list. I think there are more people watching me when I do Rust. It's because like people generally wants to learn Rust. 盐好快，盐才没有好快。小盐碎碎步，慢慢的。扶啊扶啊扶啊扶啊，哒哒哒哒哒哒哒哒哒。No, you guys don't want to do anything besides Rust? I should turn my channel into a Rust channel and get even more rusty. I did watch you learn how to speak Chinese. I can speak Chinese, but I don't know how to teach Chinese. Those are very different things. Good to know you're hearing the background music too. Does it get bored after a long time? I sometimes can still enjoy it. I somehow still enjoy my background music. Music. It'll probably take a few years. Oh, come on. Come on. Is Chinese your native language or English? I'm a cat, so my native language is young man. I'm young by natural. I'm young by my natural. I think I speak my Chinese better. I think. It's been a while since I do the Try Hack Me challenges too, and TIS. I didn't get to finish TIS. Yesterday I was on my Discord. There's a Pokemon called Amogus English? What is that Pokemon? I'm just browsing Discord. If you guys don't know, we have a Discord server. cyan.com/discord. Welcome to join. And yeah, I saw a content idea about building a computer. It's called Turning Complete. On Steam. It came out last year, December. Oh my god. You can build a computer with like AND or OR gate. It has an assembly editor. Is that a real assembly? It looks so complicated. Dang. Build a functional computer purely out of logic gates. Well, then assembly CPU architecture components and logic gates. It feels more like a electrical engineering. It's a weird Pokemon mushroom. Among Us. Is it close to Among Us? Oh god. Among Us. It's a grass poison type Pokemon. So the number of Pokemons are growing? Still? Let's go electronics. Gosh, I'm getting so low level. Yeah, bet. I think my career path is more like high level application level developer. But like my strings are so low level. I was playing a symbol game. I'm looking at like SQL injections and stuff. And Rust. I suck at low level stuff. I want to build websites. This reminds me of the module at university where we built a CPU in circuit simulates throughout one semester. Build a CPU. What is circuit simulate? Online circuit and it looks yabai. Hey, what is R? What is we? What is A? It's okay, I know them. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. I've been looking at APIs. I've not been looking at resistors. Voltage. Wow. It takes so much manpower. The hardware course I took, I never even touch a real stuff, you know? Never even touch a real chip or anything. It was just writing code. And some like simple logic gates. I think the most I can handle is like a XOR gate. Is XOR even a gate? If I were to build a computer, I don't know, man. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I'll explode. But it's been a while since I played with Linux. Maybe I should install Arch again, you know? I think there are people that install Arch or Linux or does Linux from scratch every month just to show the new updates. So maybe I should do that too. Maybe I should do that too. Not like every month, but maybe once per year. Install Arch with no guide? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Are you a CS student? Used to be. Still learning. I graduated. But I felt I didn't learn much. There's just too many good people. Install Gen 2. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing that's on my list that hasn't happened yet. It's gonna be saved for some very important moment. So you left hill and enter another hill that called society. Deal with money and politics. Do you guys really think college is the final hill? I feel the whole life I've been cheated. I have been lied to. You know, when you go to elementary school, people tell you when you grow older, you'll be stronger, and life will be amazing in high school and middle school. So you go to middle school, get bullied. Well, maybe you learn a lot, had some fun, got some friends, and they'll say how amazing the high school is. You got all these activities and stuff. So you go to the high school, there's freaking SAT, GRE waiting for you, and all the stress from college coming out, and eventually you got into a college, got your high SAT, all the AP credits, happily goes into college thinking that your struggle is finally over, and enters a hell of endless classes and stupid professors. And after college, I was so confident that I don't need to study no more. Oh yes. And then I got my first job and struggled the hell out of it. I mean, all the stages, they're fun associated with it. But I do feel life gets harder. And now once you go to the society, there's no turning back until you retire, right? Until you retire. There's no so-called next stage to go to unless I want to start a van life and turn into a one life VTuber that drives a van across the country, decide to not be the part of a company's slave life. I don't know about other fields, but I just feel as a programmer, you really need to keep learning. What you learn in school doesn't really help. Also with like the recent Facebook drama, like Facebook not being Facebook, being Meta, and their stock price just dropped like crazy, was it? There's so many drama and uncertainty happening in life. I'm so glad there's not too much of a drama in the VTuber community so far to like affect the life of small individual VTubers like me. I do see a lot more spam than before. Recently. Rebrands are risky. You lose the brand name and have to almost rebuild a reputation, which hasn't been good lately. What do you guys think of the AR and VR thing that Facebook is pursuing right now? I do have VR headset and stuff, but I just don't use it as much. University was a lot better than high school for me. People are so much more mature. It is, and on that aspect it is. People are really mature, they know how to act and what not to act. Sometimes children is the real evil. Because they're innocent, they don't know what is right or wrong. Good that you specified because drama is so high now. It is scary. Meta hasn't had a good reputation, I mean. You mean Facebook, right? when you was Facebook. They keep saying the fans gonna become, what's it? Men? Or manga? I'm a VR game dev working in the Oculus Quest 2. Working with the Oculus Quest 2 and I'm not a fan. Why? Game dev sounds so cool. I do feel there are a lot more people using VR back then compared to before. No VR streams though? No VR streams. That needs body capture and like 3D and stuff. If I mainly do coding stream, I don't really see why I need to be 3D. Facebook is unnecessary. Once it was like the go-to tool for socializing. So you're a normie, working member of a society, I guess? Because Facebook has a tendency to stifle innovation and inject their own practices into things. Oh. There is so much debate on if you should get into Facebook now or not. At work with nothing to do, let's just join the stream. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk about anything. I want to eat chocolate made by Cyan. I don't make chocolate. I don't like chocolate. 小盐不喜欢吃巧克力，除非是梦梦做的。If you would donate enough, 3D stream would be possible. If we donate enough, 3D stream would be possible. It's not really about the money. It's also about the effort went into it. Like, does it make a lot of difference if like I'm coding in 3D or coding in Kodi? It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Is it like in the 3D I can still bend my computer when I have a bug in the code? I can just smash the screen and have an effect of glass shattering on your side of screen? That would be so cool. I think you can do that with 2D too. Wasn't it trending like when the live 2D can capture hands? Although I don't know if that's actually useful. I would pay to watch VR Resident Evil 7 even if it is just PNG with a mask over it. Resident Evil is a horror game, right? Also, VR debugging sucks. Having to take my glasses off and headset on, do stuff, then pause my editor while having it on, inspect variables without glasses. It sounds like a pain. I think, one of my projects back in school, The professor ordered a VR headset for us to develop games. I was not in the VR group. I was in the backend group. But the VR developers are actually different. I can't imagine them like put their those classes are so heavy. They need to put the class on code and test. Looks like so much work. But the end product is pretty good, I would say. If you play guitar, sing and cook. Sing and cooking, playing guitar. Do you guys think it looks better in 3D? I think like if I dance, then 3D would be much better choice. Or do what was it? Beat Saber. 3D would be much nicer. But now with Live 2D, it's pretty good. I personally still prefer Live 2D compared to 3D, unless the 3D is really well made. We are when smash the screen goes to face palm hard and lose your glasses because of it. Resident Evil is a wholesome story about a sweet family reunion. Stop the lies. Stop the lies. I think I've seen somebody play it and it was not sweet. You did some game project in university and it was very fun. Wow. I want to go back to university, find some friends and do some project. Maybe participate in game jam. I think one of my goals of becoming a VTuber is to make a game. Be a part of a game? Eventually. Can you write game with Rust? I think I'm just vibing. I'm currently just vibing with the BGM right now. Just debug inside the VR app queue? Can you actually code with VR glasses on? Are they good editors? How does it feel like to code inside the VR? Sound like more of a pain if you debug inside the VR app. I think it makes me dizzy. There's some channels out there that made it big being cute anime girls playing Beat Saber and just dance. I know. I know. Sometimes I watch it. I do like Beat Saber. If you can, then 3D will be fun, like ring fit in 3D, but I absolutely won't accept half solutions. A big maybe. A big maybe. So it's not trustworthy. You are trustworthy. Because your lies are simple. Your lies are simple to be pointed out. Now you make me want to Google Resident Evil. Resident Evil. Welcome to the Cocoon Party. Yeah, bet. She's so pretty. There's some pretty girls. But yo. It's like FPS. But everything, oh my god, your baby hanging on the ropes? Ew! It's not sweet. You're lying to me. God. There's so many strange games? No. I'm not playing Resident Evil. I'm not playing Resident Evil. You can give RPG Maker a try. I have a plan. I am working on something. Even though like it's not programming, but like I want the first big part of a game making first, and then think about the code and stuff. We can write games in Rust. Yeah, the Berry engine is the most mature Rust game engine. What kind of Rust game do we already have? Let's write a game using Rust that teaches Rust. Game written in Rust language. Is there any game written in Rust language? Wolverine is a 3D voxel-based multiplayer role-playing game, RPG. Hands-on Rust, effective learning through 2D game development and play. Baby is a rising star in Rust game development. A data-driven, modular, supports 3D and 2D rendering. Why? You need really high resolution to view text well in VR's headset, and it can lead to neck issues as well. I think the whole VR thing is it needs to be more accessible and make it more, how do you call it? More human-centric? Ergonomic? Ergonomic. If VR is like comfortable to wear, then I will like it. VR coding. Now I'm imagining a piece of code floating in front of me without any screen boundaries. For a long time, the code appears to span up and down almost to infinity. Oh. There's no boundary. God. The code is just in front of you. In front of you and not going to disappear. I don't know how it will feel like. It'll be nice if we don't use monitor anymore for coding. But VR really needs... The wearable device really needs to make our life better. At least don't make me have neck pain. They're probably just dolls. Shut up. Shut up. Those are ghosts. I don't like ghosts. No, nothing anyways. I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to play that game. I'm writing right now program on Arduino that can take measurements from accelerometer as fast as possible. So you are a nice background noise. Okay. No well-known games developing Rust yet. It's still very immature. Oh, so god. Looks like yeah. When I just googled it, it wasn't a lot of games. But is Rust suitable for game development? Will it be a good option in the future? I think people are using Lua, right? It has simple C API to embed into application. How about we learn Luna next? And after that, people are going to say, "Hey, Cyan, when are you going to write your game in Lua?" I don't feel I am. I feel programmers are like classified in two categories. It's like my own personal immature opinion that they're game developer and non-game developer, and game developer has their own tech stack. They are their own community that builds very cool product that I would never understand. Game development, math, game theory. Wow. It is something I don't feel I would ever be able to do. If you plan to make a 3D debut during 1 year and you also check once more if it's high enough quality, if especially like some face. I am not going to make a 3D debut during 1 year anniversary. It's really hard to find a good 3D model that's like fits my quality standard. So definitely not 1 year. Even questionable in 2 years. Not well-known games developing Rust yet still, okay? I've read that. I'm always working on something, either for work or myself, and recently it's all in Rust. Nice! My current project is a RTS game. What is a RTS game? RTS game. Real-time strategy game. Wow! It allows all players to play simultaneously. Wow! Is Minecraft a RTS game? It looks so cool. There's a Discord and subreddit about Rust game dev. There's also a monthly newsletter with things related to graphics, game engines, and video games coding in Rust. There's a community in it. Hopefully VR headset will be even lighter and less bulky as time goes on. Still a massive improvement for early VR headset. I had the first Oculus Rift dev kit actually, and it was big. How does it look like? I remember going to arcade game rooms, and they have like this giant VR headset that was attached to ceiling, and you have to fit that thing on your head. It's a giant box. Looking at the image, it's a giant box. I also remember, did Google have Google Lens, which is like a $10 VR thing? It's not Google Lens. It's a cardboard. Google Cardboard VR. How did that work? It's like you stick your phone into a card box and it becomes VR. That's weird. That's weird. I remember having it but never use it. Lua for Roblox. What is Roblox? I heard they're hiring people. Is it the next Minecraft? Is there a VTuber that plays Roblox? It feels like a different age group. Looks like it's all kids. Oh, there is a VTuber that plays Roblox. 有没有学会用 Rust 之后想用 Rust 写个什么程序呢？还不知道耶，好像一般都是用来写 Discord 的机器人。再慢慢看，还没有想好，只是觉得 Rust 很酷，因为大家都在说啊学 Rust， 所以就说好呀学 Rust， 然后就来学 Rust。Gyroscope. A gyroscope is a device used for measuring or maintaining orientation and angular velocity. Is that a thing in your phone? Rust is a decent language, but very young in development. It may become more popular in the future, though. What about web devs? I really want to do web devs. I recently saw a new game written in Rust whose release was announced in the Rust forum. Game was called Harvest Hero Origins. It sounds like a good game just by listening to its name. It works on Linux too. Hey Rustaceans, Harvest Hero Origin has just released, written in Rust. Wow. Oh! It's pixelated. Kawaii. Quite cute. Cyan can build a Minecraft clone with Rust. Can you build a Minecraft with Rust? I think I've saw videos of people making Minecraft. A simple Minecraft written in Rust with Piston game engine. Looks like you can do that. There's a GitHub by Piston developers. How many lines of code? It was from 7 years ago, 8 years ago. It's like a huge project. This week in Rust newsletter. Let me find it. Subscribe! Handpicked Rust updates delivered in my inbox. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Roblox is not good. We'll definitely stay away. Okay, I'll stay away. I don't think I can do another game now. Thank you for subscribing, Kira Nasons of Worldo. Thank you. I've been seeing you for recent streams. Welcome to the family. I heard criticism that Roblox is exposing children creating games basically for free. The company earns a lot of money. So many kids? Okay. So we stay with Minecraft then. Next stream is gonna be Minecraft on Wednesday. Phone has something like gyroscope. They use digital accelerometer to detect internal motion. I built a Minecraft clone with C++. It's definitely possible with Rust too. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. How long did it take you to build a Minecraft clone with C++? I'll make my grassland pink. Hello, Plexture, welcome. Someone recently did it with less than 4 kp compiled. That's so small. A closing for us. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten myself into? Okay, I do like you guys pushing me a bit though. Don't push too much because I'm fragile. But yesterday you guys pushed me to write a small story for Yumijan's Valentine's Day. I actually really enjoyed the story writing. It's a very embarrassing story. I tried to throw some memes into it. I'm very nervous on her reaction, but I sent it today. If you don't know, Yumejang is my friend and she is celebrating Valentine's Day with a dating competition. So if you want to have fun writing a story on how you would take her to a date, go subscribe to her and submit your entry by 5 PM Pacific time today. Redux from Scratch project. What is Redux from Scratch? And welcome, Bajar. Did you just come here? It's been some time since I see you. Hello. Redux? What's Redux? It's a type of chemical reaction which the oxidation stage of the atoms are changed. Nani? Is that? Make a Minecraft clone, only the settings Neonstar instead of Earth. Oh my god. It took me around 6 months and it wasn't fully featured, but it had multiplayer dynamic generation, writing an embedded scripting engine, inventories, or generation. Wow. Oh my god. It was a senior project in high school. You're so good. You're so good. Oh. That is so cool. That is so cool. You like it rough, we know it. Give me something similar. Rest assured mine is definitely worse. I don't know, I'm so cringe. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I write stories. It's definitely very cringe. But I've been keep thinking about it last night and finished this morning. Redux is the operating system in Rust. Y'all want me to write the operating system in Rust? I will thank God if I can write a functional web server. Redux is the operating system written in Rust. It's purely a concept project but seems fun. I'm trolling by recommending. Okay. Reduction plus oxidation, popular type of reaction. Ah, chemistry, gosh. What about Dig? What is a Dig? The developer is also doing Pop OS. Ooh. Honestly, before I do programming, I never thought I'll get into the system at all. Dig is an imperative general-purpose statically typed compiled system programming language designed by Andrew Kelly. I never heard of Dig. What kind of things do you do with it? Declan. General purpose programming language. Mine was Pokemon theme, so by default much more cringe. Mine was high school theme. And eventually it was not high school themed. I told you guys like I want to write loot stories, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't. Andrew makes pretty interesting Twitch streams showing live development of the compiler. Whoa. I do wanna go back to Twitch and do more coding streams. I like the community there. And not speaking to Minecraft never really caught my attention. I was not into it until 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I was still thinking what should I play this Wednesday on Minecraft. If you guys don't know, I have a Minecraft server. To join the server, join my Discord and send your ID into the Minecraft English channel. And make sure you read the server rules. And it's open 24/7. Play whenever you wanna play. Has any problem, tell me or tell Cattle, and we'll be fixing it. My mini program works now. I need to make it fast. Come on there. Yours might be worse after. As an email, would be glad to hear some of the Spotlight children stories. Oh my god. HCRA Archer, hello! First time following your stream like. Saw your channel linked in programming channel on some VTuber fan server. Watch your Hack the Box and Raw stream archive. I'm hooked. Welcome! Hello! Nice to meet you, Archer. Nice to meet you. I feel like I'm getting more programming oriented than before, and I'm happy for the change. I'm happy for the change. Let's learn all the stuffs and build stuff. Let's gather all the coders and the hackers. I should do more Linux after Rust. Try to build Minecraft on your own from zero if you've never done it. You're going to be so cringe watching that, Batomi. My knowledge just stay in my brain for like a few days, and then just poops, flies into the air. So if I were to start a empty, try to build Minecraft on my own, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. I wouldn't know what to do. Maybe one day, okay? Maybe one day I'll try to build Minecraft by my own. But not this week. In Minecraft streams, I always want people to play with me. Because that's one of the few games we can actually interact. I've not reading stories for ages. I think the last one was for Halloween challenge. Halloween is every year, right? Try write one. Yesterday I enjoyed a lot. Always the ultimate goal of programming an anime girl AI, yes. I'll just program an anime girl AI and make me jobless. She will replace me and stream for everyone. Somebody needs to compile all of like the things I say. And I'm just going to throw it into a model. Train the model to speak like me. And I will never need to stream again. I just watch my stream. They're like, AI Cyan, ganbare! And donate to my bot. Doshi, nice to meet you. Welcome. I absolutely love your donateness. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Young Star. More Linux. I learned about 5 years ago. My last creative writing was not 5 years ago. Oh, it was 10 years ago or so. Happy Valentine's Day, Adam! Welcome! How's your day so far? It's Valentine's Day. Gotta do something fun, right? Gotta do something fun. Ooh, that was a fun chat. Well, we finished the chapter early today and we get to talk a little bit. My bones are popping after yummy. Okay, everyone, I think it's time to end the stream. Thank you guys for coming. And have a very happy Valentine's Day. If you feel lonely, don't hesitate to learn some Rust and coding Rust and you'll be happy. Promise you. Thank you for talking with me. It's been really, really fun. It's sad you need to spend it with why is it sad? Look at how happy I am now. I couldn't be more happier. Yeah, you spend your Valentine's Day coding. So powerful. As this all the Valentines. Thank you, Barger. Thank you, Mima. 安安，好消息。Thank you, Tushi. Thank you, Boss. Thank you, Archer. Thank you. Ovalo. Bye bye, Tsui. Bye bye, Adam. See you next time. Have fun. Bye bye. Bye bye, Juan. Thank you. Goodbye, bro. Goodbye. Notice. Bye bye. Bye bye, Frank. See you. Bye bye, Foro. I like the little crab. Bye bye, Tommy. See you.